The trickiest part right now is to find out where the dolly is in relation to my Sharpie line, because I can't really see it. It's a matter of feeling it. Crazy as it sounds, but if you ever pick up a hammer and dolly and try it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey guys, welcome back to iNVision Prototypes. I'm Nick, sitting here behind this door panel because I'm just about ready to bring you part 2 of fabricating this door handle recess on the Ford Coupe, custom coupe. Now, if you're new to our channel or you're just tuning in, you haven't seen the first video, click the card, actually it's up here, click the card up here, and it'll show you how we created this larger recess using a hammer form and some heat to stretch that out so that we have an allowance for our fingers. And well, today, now that the panel is cool enough, see it's not sizzling, we can actually take, and I know it's gross, but anyway, we can take and move that inner surface downward to have a seat for the handle to sit in. And to do that, unfortunately, unlike in my transparent sheet metal and hammer and dolly video, we can't see through this door skin here. It's 18 gauge, it's pretty thick, and we can't see through it. So I'm just going to describe to you what we're going to do. I'm going to show you that this can be done without a hammer form. You just got to take your time at it and just work the sheet metal to where it needs to be. Easier said than done. It takes time. It takes practice, it takes patience. And what we have here is a couple dollies, a couple hammers, actually more than a couple hammers, and we'll probably use this dolly here. Now this here is called a heel dolly, probably because it has the shape of a heel of a boot. And we're going to back up the sheet metal on the outside of our Sharpie line to maintain the main structure, the main surface area. And then we're going to take probably this hammer here because it has a nice little straight edge, corners a little bit rounded so that, hello. So it doesn't dig in to our sheet metal. That's weird. Something's moving around in there. Could be a big mouse. And I'm going to work the sheet metal, driving it downward, stretching it at the same time. So the dolly is going to be placed on the outside area of the Sharpie, basically the outside area of the skin, and the handle recess area will be driven down uniformly all the way around, a little at a time, until we get to the level that we need it. It has to be down no more than 3/16 of an inch. 1/8 of an inch, a little shy, so a 32nd over an 1/8 of an inch, so whatever that works out to. Okay, I'm going to be all over this panel, top side, bottom side, flipping the panel around, because you have to be comfortable as you're working it. If you're comfortable, you'll be more successful in forming up the shape you need. If you're sitting in some awkward position or standing in some awkward position and your back is killing you and you're trying to hammer, it's not going to work out too well. And then once everything's formed up, and I'm happy with it, then we'll go ahead and cut the holes out, plant the handle, get the fasteners in from behind, and make sure that the handle works and operates correctly, because the handle is in 2 parts. There's 2 parts of this handle. So we have to make sure that everything is aligned correctly and it operates freely. Then once all that is done, we'll go through, sand the top surface, get rid of this flash rust, and it just pops up on the panel. I didn't bother treating this because the car is not too far away from bodywork and paint. So let's get the hammer swinging and let's get this handle finished. Now you probably see me wear these a lot. They're basically earplugs that you don't lose. The ones you stick in your ears, the little foam ones, I always happen to lose them, so I use these a lot of the time. But when I have to do this much hammering, I resort to these because I don't want to be deaf by the time I'm 30. The trickiest part right now is to find out where the dolly is in relation to my Sharpie line, because I can't really see it. It's a matter of feeling it. Crazy as it sounds, but if you ever pick up a hammer and dolly and try it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're not going to get too crazy, start swinging and creating too much of a depression until we find out exactly where we are. Once I have a starting edge started, it'll be a lot easier to work our way around. And the other thing is, let's get these off. The other thing is, if you're using a hammer, don't grip the handle with a death grip. Let it float in your hand, kind of loose. Put your index finger out, right hand, left hand, doesn't matter. Just hold it as if it's an extension of your hand. You don't want to be wailing on this. You want to control the hammer and just finesse the sheet metal. Okay? There are times when you have to, you beat the living daylights out of it, but this is not the time. A lot of times you can hear where the dolly is by tapping the dolly ever so slightly and then moving the dolly away from where you're striking. Just like that. You hear the difference there? The sharp peening sound. Now I'm going to move the dolly away a little bit. See, as I'm driving this down, I'm actually sucking the skin downward. So that means there's not enough material here to have this handle recess sit correctly. We're kind of getting an area that's dropping in. So I need to take and stretch this perimeter just on the outside of the Sharpie. As I stretch it using an on-dolly technique, it's actually going to take and come back up. Even though I'm driving it down, it's going to come up. That's not good. See, dolly was in the wrong spot. Not a problem though. Just back it up, take it out. Okay, we're getting really, really close. I'm going to bring the slapper or the spoon in and help stretch this material out a little more uniformly. I'm going to use a bit longer dolly. So for the most part, I'm running along this edge here. Now I have to clean that up a little bit there, but I'm bringing this edge upward by plenishing it. So the dolly most of the time is like that. Other times, to take care of anything over here, I'll flip it over that way. Sorry guys. Okay, so for the most part, we have the handle recess roughed in. Now, we are a little bit low in the center, right where that heat affected zone is. I want to take and clean up that little recess for the fingers, bring it up a little bit, and then I think we're at a stage where we're going to get the door handle and make the holes and start fitting the handle for this pocket here. I don't like that one. I like that one. I'm going to fit this dolly up into the handle area and just smooth that out a little bit. So you can watch all the metal shaping videos that you want. Doesn't matter if it's me or other guys. Some really talented guys out there. But until you pick up a hammer and dolly or pick up a piece of sheet metal and try working with it, at that point, that's where you're going to learn. It's okay to make mistakes. Just work with the sheet metal. If you make a mistake, think about what you did, try to undo that mistake. Worst case, you start over. It's only sheet metal, you know. Okay, I'm liking the way that's coming out. A little bit more in here. Another way to approach this is to form this up on another piece of sheet metal, smaller piece, like we did our sample piece, cut that out, cut out a hole in the skin and weld it in. It's up to you. Anything's, you know, you can do anything you want. A little bit low there. It shows this dolly because I can fit it into the recess and tighten up the inner edge now. Just kind of finish it off. Whether you're using the English wheel or hammer dolly, you're just moving metal. You got to see where the metal has to go. Sometimes you need a bit of heat to kind of persuade it, but it's, you know, just all about moving metal. It's got to go somewhere. And if you don't have enough metal, you have to create metal by stretching. Well, surface area, not creating metal, but creating surface area by stretching. What I'm doing here right now is using an off dolly technique. I put the dolly in this area here and tapping the sheet metal downward, bringing that up. I don't need to stretch and create more material. I just need to level things out. It's feeling really good. Metal shaping can be really therapeutic when things are going right. If things go south, they go south really fast sometimes. Notice this is sometimes, because there are times you can bring it back. You can stop what's going wrong and reverse the change. Okay, I think we're at a stage now where I can start making some holes in this panel. Oh, there's something there. I showed you the welding wire trick. Piece of MIG wire, TIG wire, whatever. Pull it across the panel. It'll show you any highs and lows, or you can use your hand and feel for them. Put in the comments which technique you think I was using, whether I was using on dolly, off dolly, or on dolly, or off dolly. Did it again. Okay. Now I'm going to use on dolly, and you will know it's on dolly. Okay, let's make some holes in this and start fitting the handle. I'm going to need to move this feature down just a little bit. It's not sitting level. The angle is a bit of an angle, the handle is a bit of an angle. But aside from that, everything seems to slide in quite well. There's a little bit of wiggle room. Do we have a fastener? Okay, not bad. Diameter of the hole is a little bit too small for this fastener. Didn't want to go too big too fast. The edge is a bit soft, but we'll tighten that up. I want to fit the handle first. See how it looks. Like butter. That smooth. And this will be painted the same color as the skin, so you won't see the handle. There's one spot right there. I'm going to move it down, and it fits well there. And you can see the radius is coming in quite nice over here. So we're going to tighten that up in a minute. Move this down, tighten that up, and it should be close to being done. Just a little bit more. Just leave that for now. Okay. That little mount is rocking just a little bit. We have to flatten the bottom. Aside from that, it's feeling good. That's it. Touch it up there a little bit. And there we go. So what we're going to do is adjust that little spot, flatten the bottom, and get the soft disc out, clean it up, check for any highs and lows. And that should be it. Then we'll stand back, take a look, and see how the handle looks in the door. And right now I'm going to take a file, just pass a file over top of that and finish it off. A little bit low there. It's coming in quite nice there. Not sure if you can see the reflections of the file, and it's hitting about 95% of the sheet metal all the way through. So that's really good. I need to touch up a little bit of something here. I want to get that edge nice and crisp. So I found an area on the dolly that has a really sharp edge on it. This side's a little more rounded, this one's a little sharper, probably sharpened it for something. And that's what I'm doing, just tightening it up. Quite nice through there, a little low there. I'm going to bump this little cup here. It's all smoothed out. Yeah, we'll expand the sanding area later on. Primary concern is to get this handle fitted. Fiberglass. Snap this in. Okay. Okay, what I gotta do is this edge of the cup that's closer to the handle, the hole, got to drive that up a little bit. Now I can see it's diving down a little bit right there. We fix. See how easy that was? Fastener went right in. Everything is perfectly aligned. There's no binding. We put the key cylinder in. Haha. There we go. Took the little spring-loaded cam off the back just to make it easier to go in and out. This part here, don't need that right now. We'll put that on later. Something there. There we go, finished. So I'll get this stood up and we'll stand back and have a look at it. We're not putting the skins on the car just yet. We have a bunch of stuff in the works right now over there. So we'll get them on after. And that's the way it goes. It blends in with the door panel quite nicely. It's recessed down and you can get your fingers in behind either way, top or bottom, and just open it up. So that's it. So once we finish up with the stuff on the inside of the doors, we'll get the door skins hemmed on for the final time, spot weld the top seam here, get the weather seal on, and that'll pretty much complete the doors. So quite a bit of work, but it's a lot of fun work. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching and see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel with your friends. Help us grow. Take care.